What is up, everybody? The Toy Mantis is here with a new toy discussion. And today, I'm going to be talking about a bunch of reveals that we've seen the last, week and a half. I'm going to start with talking about the Spider-Man announcement. We had those vintage Spider-Man figures, right? So I'm going to just talk a little bit about those. And I'm going to talk about Doctor Strange 2 that was announced this week. And it's kind of funny because if you guys remember, I was like, where the hell is this classic Doctor Strange? People need it. So I'm going to talk a little bit about that too. And yeah, still waiting on Sentinels as well, so no Sentinel review yet. So if you guys are here for that, it's not yet. I don't even have a shipping notification yet, so it's going to probably be like whenever it is. I don't care. So obviously I do care. I'm lying, but I don't have them now, so now I don't have anything to do for you. So I'm here making a video about figures that have already been announced, also that army builder stuff, so I'm going to talk a little bit about those too. But on that, I also just remind you all to don't forget to like this video and subscribe and check out this balding dude talking about toys. So first I want to talk about the Spider-Man vintage, retro, whatever the hell you want to call it, right? Something that they're continuing every year. It's something different, but now it's like they're really going back into it. And let's be honest, it's not because the packaging is cool. It's because, hey, we get to charge you the same price for a regular figure that included a Build-A-Figure piece, but instead of us giving you plastic, we're going to give you more cardboard, and it's a nostalgia thing. They're playing on it, and it's working. That's just how it's going to be. They're finding their little loopholes, and they say they won't phase out Build-A-Figure pieces, but I mean, it doesn't mean that they won't just make less figures that include Build-A-Figure waves. It definitely seems like they're doing less from it. But anyway, the character selection though for the 6 figures I think are awesome. The armored Spider-Man, cool. He's pinless, and I think a lot of people are saying he's from the video game version, or just kind of appears as that way. I'm not entirely sure, but I'm still excited with the figure. I think it's cool, and it's not just another additional redo. And I think this version of him is kind of like already perfect, and there's nothing they have to do with it. Looks from the looks of it. Now, their other 2 characters that they had were also Spider-Mans. You had the Ben Reilly Spider-Man and the Black Suit Spider-Man. And for those 2, I mean, the symbiote suit definitely needed the update. Like, he's not so much of a thin body. I mean, I brought up this one here. And yeah, he super skinny. I'm happy that they are updating him. But what sucks is that they're also kind of doing the Ben Reilly Spider-Man, and I don't think it was kind of necessary to get him done. I mean, it has been a while, so I guess some people can, or probably still are in need of it. I mean, the skinny bodies were kind of weird anyway. At least they're kind of up to date, but a thing that sucks is that they're not pinless, and they're just like a base body, and I was kind of hoping that they would just update it and make it pinless, but that's not the case. And 5 years from now we'll get another black suit symbiote Spider-Man, and he'll have that same articulation but pinless. We already know what's gonna happen. Another one I wanted to pull out here was that with the Ben Reilly, originally it came with that Carnage stuff, like the Carnage head and hands. So I wonder if these pieces will be able to switch, and maybe you can have a version of that Carnage on that body. That would be so cool. But either way, I mean, if you're someone who picked this up originally and you only had one, you still got a use for this body. You have the Carnage on there. It looks pretty cool in my opinion. Now, the villains. We noticed that they had the Hobgoblin, which we kind of knew was coming already. Hobgoblin, and they got rid of the scales. I have like one right over here. They got rid of the scales. I I can't remember right off the top of my head. I think the head sculpt is somewhat, yeah, the head sculpt looks exactly the same from what the images are showing me. Yeah, you know, it just looks like maybe a lighter tone. He has lighter tones throughout, I guess, and it's just more of like that very bright orange. Yeah, Ratchet's, you know, they put Ratchet in his arms, not in Sentinel's. You know, with this one, I'm kind of like, yeah, I'm kind of cool with it. I mean, like, it kind of looks like a weird, like, classic animated version, but I know it's not 100% accurate, and it never really is. And yeah, it's just kind of like a. Let's be honest, it's just because people missed out on him so much, and we have so many collectors now that joined, and they needed Hobgoblin. It's kind of cool that they did make it a little bit different enough, so it kind of doesn't make people feel like they're getting the same dude and it's just slightly changed. You know, there's no scales. It's different. You know, not better, but it's different. So the other one was Hammerhead, and obviously we never really had Hammerhead before. We did have a Hammerhead with what was it? The chameleon body. With Hammerhead, you know, he was on a skinnier body. This was supposed to be for chameleon, and you know, obviously back then I got three because I was like, that's three characters in one. Even though I get what they were trying to do, you know, Hammerhead needed that update though, and they're using the Happy Hogan body, and that's awesome. Like they're making them like bulkier, bigger. You know, that I mean, a lot of characters I think in the Marvel series are getting kind of naturally bigger in sculpt, because of what they need to do. So people are getting a bit bigger. So Hammerhead's cool, and you know, he's coming with a bat, and you know, it's just. You know, it's really cool that we are seeing that guy. Like, I think that's a great character selection. Now, best for last on this wave is Shocker. Like, Shocker is my favorite Spider-Man villain. Like, thank God I never had to say that, like, begging Hasbro in public for a Shocker, because guess what? They would probably be like, nah, we're never doing that. I'm so happy we are getting Shocker though. He's got the same shitty blast effects that they think look so cool. I don't. It's overdone. We need to see some new ones. But you know, oh well. Now there is a few things interesting with the Shocker is that you know he has two separate forearm pieces that include his hands, and there's just no articulation between the hand and the forearm, which is fine. I get why they weren't doing it, so they don't break the sculpt, and it would probably work better. And I think it does. I think it does look better. I'm absolutely excited for Shocker, though. I'm like really excited for Shocker. I got two of this dude, and I'm thinking of getting a third one because I want to paint in those lines like black. This is the Shocker that they got a few years ago. And I remember when they announced this dude, I was so excited. But I knew it wasn't the version I wanted, but I was still happy. But, they have black lines, and it's painted on, which isn't so much of an issue. This looked like a cool Shocker, in my opinion. But the new one is sculpted in, which I think is also awesome. And what's cool about Shocker is you can kind of play it both ways, where there is black lines and there isn't. And obviously they're choosing not to, which is, it's fine. They were probably gonna screw it up anyways. Let's be honest. If they're trying to paint across the line, there'd be so many Shockers that wouldn't be perfect. So I might probably get a third one though, and take like a matte pen and then just kind of fill in the lines, and it'll look perfect. I'll play around with it, so I'll see. But I'm so happy about Shocker, guys. Like, I am no doubt excited about him. And, obviously, they're not going to stop with the Spider-Man vintage stuff. It's just, things are selling out. Out of all those guys, the Venomized Spider-Man, the symbiote Spider-Man, sorry, he, sold out, like, first. After the premium stuff went up, like, he sold out, then he sold out on Amazon. The Ben Reilly Spider-Man followed afterwards. Hobgoblin sold out. So, they're clearly having success with it, and people do like the nostalgia of it. It's just kind of like, now it's like, all right, let's move on back to the traditional ways, because I feel like with these 6 guys, we could have probably gotten like an updated like Lizard, or I don't know, someone like a Build-A-Figure. I don't think they would have done Rhino again. Obviously, Rhino is probably going to be the supersized, oversized figure. I'm going to assume it's Rhino, but maybe it'll be surprisingly Doc Ock and he just has bendable tentacles, right? Obviously we can just speculate, but we'll find out soon in the next year or whatever. Now, one figure I do want to say though, like I want to see, obviously Shocker is something that I'm like, all right, cool, it was done. But one I really want to see, and this is my little custom I made here, is a chameleon, but in that purple costume outfit we saw in the animated show. I'm sure that a lot of you know about this. I took the Scourge body, I believe, and then I just painted them in like 2 different types of purple and red and orange, and I just kind of mixed it up, give them that modernized look, and obviously I had an extra head sculpt of the chameleon head, so that was no issue. But that's one I would really want to see in the future. I feel like they will get there eventually, but I mean, this guy's going to hold for now. So now let's talk about the other things that came out that day. We had the Excalibur 3-pack. Obviously, that's still available. Nothing much more to say about that. Sucks that not everyone got an additional head, but I mean, whatever. Now, the Army Builders. Now, the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. 2-pack, that was limited to 3. I, of course, did get 3 because I'm like, yeah, all those heads are going to be displayed, and then I'll just have one extra one for some reason. But anyways, that guy, those guys sold out very quick, and so did the Scroll. They just all sold out in the first 2 or 3 hours. I mean, they weren't the first things to sell out, but they did sell out, and there's people that did miss out on it, because people have to go to work. They just can't be on Hasbro Pulse at the middle of the day on a Tuesday. It's inconvenient for a lot of people, and I imagine if it wasn't, if it was convenient for everybody, then this thing would have sold out in 10 minutes. Obviously the Pulse Premium members, you get an extra hour, right? So they can buy whatever. I only got like the limit of each of those because I am definitely cutting down on my Army Builders. I'm like, that I gotta put a cap on it because I totally like am running out of room, and I'm making all these other sacrifices. But anyways, if you guys are freaking out that these are sold out and you gotta pay like so much more on eBay, don't. Simply why I'm saying this is because they constantly keep they just put the Hydra soldiers back in stock, and they've been announced for over a year, and they've been seeing countless re-releases. And if they see a demand, and Hasbro does see a demand, they will make more. I don't think the Hand Ninjas maybe brought in so much more with being in the black getup, because I think that did last a day or two. And obviously, I don't see anyone on Facebook or anything complaining and saying we need more of those dead ninjas or whatever they are. But they are already saying, like, we need those Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. dudes back and the Scrolls back. And, yeah, I say wait, guys. I mean, the Hellfire Club goons, I don't know about those guys because they were, like, pre-orderable in the future. So I feel like these guys are going to be able to come back, but they're going to be a pre-order thing, and obviously these guys were pre-ordered, but this might be like a total further date because it might be unexpected. They might have to produce more later on. They might not do that until others get that. But I remember with the Hellfire Club Goon guys, they were in stock immediately, and then once that kind of came and went, they brought it back, and it was like a pre-order date, and you had to wait till like March. So we'll see how those guys play out, but I do believe that there will be another chance, and if not, then, I mean, well, that's Hasbro's, Hasbro can deal with all the complaining, and they brought that on themselves. But anyway, moving on. Now, Now, you guys remember Doctor Strange, right? He got announced, and he was someone that I mentioned a few weeks ago. I was like, why are we not seeing this Doctor Strange? And obviously, they're doing the anniversary line for the beginning of Marvel Legends, right? For Toy Biz, they hinted at Captain America's little stand, with the building kind of standing up and with the window, which is funny because I use that for my background of the Age of Apocalypse. But anyways, clearly they're hinting at like Captain America is the first figure. What style, what he looks like, is it going to be like really traditional? I don't know. We'll see. Oh my god, could you imagine if the Toad was announced and he looked just the same, but like maybe some added on extra articulation? I can see people being so pissed. With Doctor Strange, though, he looks awesome, and finally it's sweet. We're getting Doctor Strange. Cool. Not a part of that Marvel Legends anniversary line that's going to be coming next year. It's a part of a Walmart exclusive, and it is going to be hell to find. And this is what's ridiculous. This is why Hasbro just is a dick to us fans and loves scalpers, because you don't take the one thing that everybody wants and then throw it at Walmart. I mean, Target sucks because they got street dates and stuff, and then you have to deal with people who scan items and then walk out the store with different items that they scanned or whatever the hell they do, right? Doctor Strange is now going to be at Walmart, and like, God knows, is anyone going to even see the figures come? Something that high demand is always an issue. Always a issue. I would be so surprised if everyone was able to get Doctor Strange. Whenever that pre-order date is available, he is going, like, Hasbro's just gonna get so many complaints. I can just see it. It's Doctor Strange's year. Or at least next year, right? He's very popular. The classic suit is also popular. Like, that's what's gonna pull in just all the fans who've been waiting for this Doctor Strange. This is the one that everyone has been waiting for. And it's made as an exclusive, and it comes with several heads. 2 heads, which I think are really cool. The third one's a blue silver surfer head, and it's lazy. It's just thrown in there, and it doesn't even match to whatever he's actually wearing. Like, I think from the images I saw, he's just wearing like this blue getup. And yeah, I mean, whatever. There's a third head in there. They keep playing with the weird stuff like that. They keep adding in weird head sculpts that just don't really match well. It's just like, oh, well, make your own Doctor Strange covered in a blue mask and blue suit or whatever. And yeah. So yeah, I mean, the figure itself is like packed with things. This is an amazing figure, filled with stuff, amazing release. There's just already cons that were already confirmed by whoever was able to reveal it. Names don't pop in my head well, but seeing what they showed, Doctor Strange can't remove his cape like the original one could, so there's already an issue kind of there. I mean, it's kind of nice because maybe it won't like flop over. But yeah, it's glued to the body, I'm guessing, or sculpted in there, and all right, but now it's like kind of just a little odd. I don't know. But I am excited with the Doctor Strange, though. It's a cool character. It's one you guys already know that I've been saying, like, let's get this Doctor Strange, right? And yeah, how it plays out in its release, because it's supposed to be on like Walmart.com. Good luck with that, guys. Whenever that Toy Collector Con is, be prepared to wait on the site for like 20 minutes and have nothing show up, and then when it does, it's out of stock. Like, that's what's gonna, like, I mean, hopefully I'm wrong. I really hope I'm wrong, but I'm just assuming the worst here because, why not? It's something that's heavily demanded. And, you know, it's just kind of like, well, why don't you just make the What If series very exclusive and limited and whatever, because not everybody is going to want it. People will. I mean, I bought it, sure, but, you know, it's not, I know it's not going to be like, like, highly demanded, at least as Doctor Strange is. I mean, you know, you got to put some common sense into it. I mean, obviously, kids are going to be out for that What If line, and they will be after Doctor Strange too if they see it in store. But it's a Walmart exclusive, so you guys like, I don't know. I thought Hasbro was kind of getting on the right track here and giving Walmart exclusives like the Red Hulk and Green Hulk combination, and everyone was just like, "What the hell?" But that was like an ideal exclusive to give them, you know. Just hey, give stores exclusives to stuff that people wouldn't all want. Like no high demanded stuff. I mean, come on, guys. Yeah, you really don't know what the order of things should be placed. It's like I don't think Walmart can grasp what you give them. I don't think they said, hey, we really want that classic Doctor Strange. I mean, could have made them have the whatever, the evil Doctor Strange, or you know, make Spy Master from the Black Widow wave the exclusive for some reason, and throw them in some special packaging. I'm just saying some ridiculous stuff right now, but you know, it's the way Hasbro's going about it is just, yeah, like their store exclusives are just not making sense. It just always varies from big items to items you don't want. They had the Spider-Man with the Tom Holland head, and it's just a head. Like, that's all he comes with in 2 hands and nothing, and that's a $22.99 figure. For some reason it should be like $16.99 like the rest if you ain't gonna give them anything. Honestly, at this point, guys, like, on how high prices are going, like, please, just Marvel Legends, like, create a subline that just gives us basic packaging and just to open the figure. Because I'm kind of, like, over it, and I'm like, if I'm spending, like, $7 more on a figure just because of the box, holy crap. Like, figures would be much more affordable if we didn't have to worry about the boxes anymore. And yeah, you know, I mean, obviously I'm kind of just having my little rant here, and you guys are probably just, you know, skipping on. But anyways, guys, again, I apologize for having like 0 content out the last like week. I just have like no figures to review really, but I was also like extremely busy with school. If you haven't heard from my other video, just really haven't been able to post as many videos as often. But I mean, obviously I still am. I'm still going to be doing that. I think this is just a fun hobby for me. So I'm going to be here for a while, keep talking about cool toys and having my complaints. And yeah, you know, there's a few other things out there with McFarlane too. If you guys saw that Suicide Squad 5-pack, like, I'll make a separate video about that if necessary. But y'all probably know how I feel about that. And the bloody Shark King head included. But yeah, you know, guys, if you want to like and subscribe to my channel, I'll probably post more videos. Maybe I'll discuss more about that if you're interested. And, you know, obviously I may have more toy reviews out. Sentinel's going to be coming when it comes. And I don't know what else I even pre-ordered. I got so many things coming, but pretty much whatever's coming out other than Star Wars credit collection. I just didn't. I'm done with the repaint. I'm done with it. And I think a lot of their fans are too. So hopefully they can just phase all that out. But anyways, guys, I hope you did enjoy this video. So I will see you all in my next toy review. So please, again, don't forget to like and subscribe and